guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I tried to make the atmosphere very spooky. Since I don't have a whole lot of books on my bookshelf anymore because they are packed away, I wanted to fill in the space. And so I used a bunch of candles, but I'm trying to create this like spooky atmosphere because today we're gonna do a video I'm very excited, which is my October TBR. Before we get into my October TBR though, I did want to hurry and go over the books I read in September because I'm not gonna do a separate wrap-up video just because I didn't really read a whole lot in September and I feel like it wouldn't be very interesting. So I'm just gonna quickly go through the books I read and what I rated them, and then we'll get into the fun little October TBR, which I'm super excited about. The first book I read in September was The Inheritance Games, which I'm kind of late to reading this book because I have a really hard time reading YA unless it's fantasy YA, but like mystery YA, romance YA, I have a hard time reading. I just feel like it feels young to me and it's hard for me to get through it. So with that being said, I did only rate this 3 stars, which isn't a bad rating. I did think it was entertaining, but there were a lot of moments in the book where I did feel like it was really young and I didn't feel like I was really all that I really didn't care about the characters, so that one got a 3 stars from me. Next, I read Stolen Tongues by Felix Blackwell. Let me explain something really quick. I love thriller books. I absolutely love them, but I also feel like I've read so many of them that they're just not scary enough or spooky enough to me, and I like thriller books because I like to be spooked a little bit. I just found that thrillers were getting a little less spooky to me and I was rating them a little bit lower. I will always love thrillers, but I just feel like they are not scary. So I've been dipping my toes into horror, which I started with Hidden Pictures and I loved that book. So I've been trying out other horror books. This Stolen Tongues is a horror book on Kindle Unlimited I heard a lot about, so I decided to pick it up and I was sucked in. This book is very fast-paced, but it also kind of, I don't know how to explain this. It's fast-paced and you want to keep reading it, but also kind of is a little bit slow. Like the story moves really, really fast, but it also takes a little bit to get things going. It's kind of weird. You have to read it to understand, but I actually only rated this 2 stars, and that's my fault because I wanted horror and this was scary. I could not like go to sleep at night. I couldn't get up and go to the bathroom because I was so scared of dark. Like this book scared me. So it did its job, but I'm rating it 2 stars because it was just almost too scary, but also it was again a little bit fast and slow. Like, well, I guess what the things that are happening really fast. So like the whole point is like they go to a cabin for their wedding anniversary and something happens at the cabin and then they go home, and that's all within like the first 3 to 4 chapters, and then it's kind of like, well, now they're home and all these things are happening. And I just thought that maybe the cabin was going to be more of the story, so it felt really fast that way, but then when you got home it felt very slow. So that's my little spiel for you, but I rated this one 2 stars, and that's just because it was too scary for me. But if you like scary books, you'd probably like this one, and I know he has a lot of other books too. And the writing was really good. I did like it. The next book I read was Firefly Lane, which I won't go too much into detail because I did read that one in my last vlog, but I rated that one 4.5 stars. I thought it was really good. But again, literary fiction is not my forte. It does take me a little bit to read it, and I like to read books a little bit faster, and I like to just be like sucked in. But it was a really good story. It had a lot of meaningful characters in it, and I did really enjoy that part of it. So 4.5 stars. I'm counting this even though I have like 2 chapters left of Wisteria, the 3rd book in the Belladonna series. I was trying to finish it before this video, but I didn't want to have to wait till in this video any longer. So I am almost finished with it, but I know I will finish it before September ends, so I'm gonna count it. But I really love the Belladonna series so much, and Wisteria is my favorite book in the whole series. I think that it is just amazing. I love the story of the characters in this book versus the other 2 because the other 2 have different characters in them. This man is a different main character, and I enjoy her POV so much more and her love interest POV so much more. I thought that this one was so much fun and the tension was so good, and I just love their story. So I don't want to speak too soon because like I said, I have a couple chapters left, but I think it's going to be a 5-star read. So if you want to see my final rating, you can follow me on Fable or Goodreads. I have been active on Goodreads forever, but I've slowly kind of transitioned to Fable just because I really like the style of it a little bit more, and like the stats and like the posts you can do on it. I like it. So but I am going to be updating on both for now, so if you have either of those, you can kind of follow me on there, and then you can see my final rating of Wisteria, which I think it's going to be 5 stars. I think the first book was a 5-star for me, second book was a 4.5, and this one I think might be 5. So the whole series as a whole is just a 5-star series for me. I absolutely love this world. I love these characters. I love the atmosphere of it. Like, it's very much like One Dark Window, just very gothic, eerie. I love books like that. I don't know why, but they just get me so in the mood for fall especially, and I absolutely love them. So those are all the books I read. So that's only, what, 4 books. I only read 4 books in September, which is a little bit less than I would have liked, but it's okay. I'm really, really high hopes for October. And I'm so excited to get into October TBR. As you can tell from the title of this video, how we're gonna pick my TBR is with my TBR Cauldron. I wanted to do something a little bit fun and spooky for October, so what I did is I went through all of my books and I picked all of my fall spooky books that felt like October to me, and I only put those books in my TBR Cauldron because I really didn't want to take the chance of getting books that maybe didn't fit the vibe of what I'm going for. I have a bunch of physical books I had pulled out of my shelf, and then I did download some on my Kindle too, on Kindle Unlimited, so we added those to this as well. So some of these books are on Kindle, some of these are physical, and I just think it'd be really fun to create a little October TBR with only books that are the vibe or spooky or anything like that. So they're all in the cauldron, and I think I'm gonna pick 6. I want to do more, but I also want to be realistic. I do have a lot of ideas for videos in October, so I know I'm gonna want to read a lot of other books for that too. So I'm gonna do 6. That is, again, ambitious for me considering I only read 4 books last month, but I'm super, super excited for this month. I think these books are gonna be so much fun. So we are gonna pick from our TBR Cauldron, and I have literally been so excited about this all week, and this cauldron is just so cute. Okay, let's pick our first book for October. This is like a big deal. Okay, our first book is gonna be Zodiac Academy. So it's actually so funny. I just barely put this one in, like right before this video. I've had these sitting on my shelf for a while with all these slips, but I just decided I wanted to reread this book. I read the first one a while ago, and I really, really, really want to try it again because I didn't really love it, but I know that the series is a really popular series for a lot of people, and I've heard that you just need to keep going in order to enjoy it. So I really wanted to give the first book another chance because I think I skimmed a lot of it just because I wasn't interested. But I think reading it this time of year might put me a little bit more in the mood, and then I can give another chance and hopefully continue the series. So we have Zodiac Academy is our first book on our TBR, and that one is a Kindle Unlimited book. I don't have the physical copy, but I'll put a picture up here, even though I know you probably all know what it looks like. But we will be reading that one on my Kindle. We have Zodiac Academy. Next. Okay, another Kindle book. So this one is Spookily Yours. This is a Kindle Unlimited witchy book. I'll put a picture up on the screen here. I don't know anything about this one. It just looks like a cute little rom-com, like a fun little spooky read. Let me read the synopsis on it. So this is Spookily Yours by Jennifer Chipman. It is The Witches of Pleasant Grove, #1. So, my cat is a demon. No, that's not a joke, an actual real-life demon, and he needs my help to break a curse. But what happens when that turns into more? It can never be forever, and yet I'm falling in love with him anyway. Spookily Yours is a spicy open-door Halloween-themed novel featuring a witch and a demon who falls in love with her. This book is a complete standalone. Hey, interesting. So, this witch falls in love with her cat that's a demon? Listen, I saw it on Kindle Unlimited. I saw that it had the cute little cover on it. We're gonna read it in October. So Spookily Yours is the second book on our TBR. Next. Okay, I'm excited about this one. So the next book we got is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which I do not currently have this book, but I did order it. So it should be here in the next couple of days. So we can totally put that on our TBR. And I am really excited to read that one. I think that that one looks so, so, so cute. I've heard such great things about it. And also just the vibes of the book look so cute. I'm pretty sure it's like a romance mystery all in one. And I've heard that it gives very big vibes of Gilmore Girls, which I have actually never seen Gilmore Girls, and I think this is the year that I'm going to start it. So I think it'd be kind of fun to watch it while I kind of read, because they have the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and then the Cinnamon Bun Bookshop, which I do have on my stack, and I'm really hoping we can get that one too. But I feel like those vibes and those books are just so much fun. Tell me if you've watched Gilmore Girls, because I am probably gonna go watch it today or tomorrow and get it started, because I think it is so fun to have a seasonal show like that. But the next we got is the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. So like I said, that one is on its way to me, so that will be perfect. But it is kind of sad I don't have like any of the books we picked so far physical to hold up for you guys, but I will put pictures all on the screen for you. Okay, next. I am so excited about this one. We got Phantasma. I have been seeing this book everywhere, and I have heard it is like a more adult version of Caraval, which I really enjoyed Caraval, but it did feel a little young. So if this is an adult version, I am so, so excited. I also think that the cover is so cute. It's giving Kingdom of the Wicked, which I've heard it is also very similar to that book, but this is just like the perfect fall book to me, especially for October. But there is like, I've heard that this has like magical trials, but it has like the different nights of the carnival. And there's like love interests. I think the main love interest is like a phantom, which is kind of cool. And there's like ghosts. I have heard that there are like trigger warnings. Like I think it's pretty gory and pretty spicy, but I am really excited to give this a try. I have heard such amazing things, and Sarah Caroli had just recently read this book and raved about it, and I trust her book opinions through and through. So when I saw that, I immediately had to pick it up, and I'm so excited to add this one to my TBR, and it's the first physical book on the TBR as well, so that is really fun. So we are gonna add Phantasma to the TBR. I don't know how many I have. I have 4. So we'll pick 2 more. And I feel like I have such a good stack so far. I do have a few horror books on my list that I would really like to add to, because like I said, I'm getting a little bit more into horror, and I think that they are so much fun. Oh, perfect, perfect. We got Horror Store, which I think this was in my last video. I picked up this book when I was with my friend. She had actually read it and she recommended it to me. She listened to it on audiobook, which is kind of interesting, because I feel like this book, like you just have to kind of like look at it. Like it literally looks like an IKEA magazine. It has like all the cool little details of like an IKEA magazine. Like there's like order forms, like delivery forms. It's really cool. But she listened to it on an audiobook and she really liked it. But basically this is like about an IKEA, but after dark or after the store closes, and I think an associate gets like trapped after it closes or something like that. Sounds really spooky, and this one might scare me a little bit, I don't know, but I also think that it's just such a cool looking book, and I feel like it'd be really fun to read. Like look, just little like kitchen things, like so much fun. So I'm really excited to give this a shot, and I actually didn't realize that the author is Grady Hendrix, which I have seen a lot of his horror books around. Like he has really popular ones, so I think that this will be really fun, and if I like his writing, I know that he has a ton of other books I can get into. So Horror Store will be our, was it 5th book? Our 5th book on our TBR. I have 1 more. Maybe I'll do 2 more. You know what, executive decision here, we're gonna do 2 more just because I want a little bit more. No, just because it's fun. Let's just push ourselves. It's October. I could probably get through a lot of books. These are more just suggestions anyways. Oh yes, I'm so excited I got this one. I actually just picked this book up 2 days ago, and this was really popular a few years ago, I think. But this one is Love in the Time of Serial Killers. So I have seen this book a lot a few years ago, and I think that the cover, first of all, the cover is so cute. So cute. Her cover is Alicia Thompson. She has come out with so many cute covers in her books, and I own every single one except for this one, so I had to pick this one up, especially because it is spooky season. And this book sounds so funny. It's about a girl who is really into true crime, and she, I believe, is writing her own like crime novel or like thriller novel about serial killer. And someone moves in next door to her, and she kind of watches him and observes him, and she is convinced that he is a serial killer. And I think that is so funny. And so I think she's kind of like watching him. She's probably like accusing him of stuff. She is convinced that he is a serial killer, and I think that is so funny. I don't know if they end up falling in love. I don't really know. It kind of sounds like it, but I think this was such a fun little spooky read, and I'd be really interested to see. It kind of gives me the same vibes as like Finley Donovan is Killing It, where it's like supposed to be a little bit serious, but it's also just kind of goofy and fun, and I ate that book up, so I kind of want to dive into this one, and I think this will be a really fun read for October. So last one picking here. Yay! Okay, we got What the Hex, which is another one I just recently picked up in my last vlog, and this one is really cute. This is so perfect because this is another little witchy book that I really wanted to get to this October. I think that the cover is really cute. This one, let's see. Penny Roundtree wants nothing more than to be a familiar to a witch. She's been a member of the Society of Familiars ever since she was old enough to join the fam. There's just a small problem. No one's hiring. Witches and warlocks are so long-lived that there are far more familiars available than witches to train them. So when an unorthodox arrangement to apprentice under the table of a forbidden warlock presents itself, she takes it. So basically, I think she gets hired to be an apprentice for this warlock, as it says, and I believe that they end up falling in love, but I also think it's a little bit of like enemies to lovers. It's kind of giving a little bit of an apprentice to the villain or assistant to the villain. I don't know, but it sounds really fun, sounds really good, and I just love the vibes of this book, and I think it'll be a really fun one to kind of read during October for spooky season. And I can just fly through these kind of cutesy Halloween books. Like, I've read the X-Hex and I absolutely love that book, and I kind of want to get into the other ones they have too, but I love these kinds of books. So this is a perfect one. It's kind of like Love in the Time of Serial Killers. Like, I can just fly through this. We have 7 really fun books to read in October, and I have some really exciting videos where I hope I can get to them and we can film a lot of me reading these fun books. So let's just go over the little haul. I'll start with our physical books just because they're a little bit easier to show, but we have What the Hex by Jessica Joyce, Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson, Horror Store by Grady Hendrix, and Phantasma by Kaylee Smith, the Zodiac Academy, Yours on Kindle Unlimited, and then the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which will be coming shortly. 2 Kindle books and 5 physical books. I cannot wait for October. It's just my favorite time of year to read because I love seasonal holiday books. They are my absolute favorite. I feel like I can read them and eat them up so fast. And I also just love everyone's YouTube videos this time of year. I think they're so much fun to watch, and I cannot wait to see what is going to be coming, and I know there's a lot of fun releases coming out too, so we're going to all stay tuned for those. Let me know if you like this video, if you like the TBR Cauldron. I thought it was kind of fun and different. Please make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what else you want to see and any fun, spooky, vibey videos you want to see for October. Please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a fun and safe season. Mwah.